bit of a jackpot driving along over towards the Needles where I was going to take you for a sunset, and we just come across this rainbow in the sky, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's jutting straight over the top of the old misty mainland, and it looked pretty good, and I managed to come down to parked up in this little lay-by and got a nice little shot. Now I put the polarizer on because I'm trying to move the glare into different positions just so I can get all of the rainbow in the best I can, and I think it's sort of working because the way the polarizer is working, it's cutting through different elements of the sky. So I'm just rotating the polarizer around to get a little bit from one side to the bit, and you'll be able to see the two-tone as I've done it. When I do the final image, you'll see the arc. It looks really good, and I managed to get these two little stumps in the water as well, which I actually really quite like. But yeah, that looks pretty good, that. Unfortunately, I think it's going to disappear before I get to the best spot. The best spot's down there, but I can try. I can definitely try and get there. So I've come down on the beach to try and catch this again the best I can. I've got these two little wooden stumps, and I've just got to keep the iron tied on my left hand side, because I could get cut off and have to climb over this wall behind me, which wouldn't be funny. The polarizer is definitely helping, and I'm just trying to get all the sort of arc of the rainbow in, and it's quite wide. I've just got a little bit of land on the right hand side that's just not quite playing game. Now it's disappearing a lot now. There's a very strong bit over this side, very, very strong, so maybe I can just concentrate on getting that one strong bit with a bit of colour and maybe a long exposure. That would be quite nice and smooth out all this water. So I'm going to put the 10 stop on and see if I can get a 6 second. Let's go up to f16, and we'll get a bit of a longer exposure just to smooth all the water out and have no distractions, just have that nice bright bit of colour that's piercing on the left hand side. You can actually see the ferry in it, but with a long exposure the ferry is going to be a little bit blurred out, but I think that looks quite nice. Just that minimal, very, very minimal, and I'll even do a 5 second one just to get that very, very minimal shot. Oh, my knees are busting because I'm bent right down, because I'm quite low down to the ground to get as much ground in as I can. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that was quite nice and pleasant, wasn't it? Quite a nice little quick splash of colour after a very grey morning. Let's get back over here because I am going to get cut off if I'm not careful. And there we go. I don't fancy climbing up onto that breakwater because that would not have been easy. Yeah, the best bit I think would have been down here, because if you look over my shoulder there's a few stumps in the water, but I couldn't get far enough that side. And rainbows don't hang around long enough for you to get the composition set up. You need to act fast, and very, very fast. I think Denise got one. But yeah, that was quite nice. I like that. That was quite pretty. And it's looking quite, I must admit, the mood down that end, the mood down there looks really, really quite nice. I might actually put the long lens on and see if I can get a couple of shots of this, because the clouds and that are really, really quite defined. They look really awesome. Yeah, I quite like that. Nice little rainbow to be getting on with. We have made it over to Alum Bay, or the Needles for want of a better word. When we got here it was teeming down with rain. We're just making our way down these abundance of steps, wooden steps. Wood and wet water doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. yeah, we're going to take you down to the coloured sands first, which is what the island's actually famous for. The Needles is a spit of rock that sticks out, or several bits of rock that sticks out with a lighthouse on it, the Needles Lighthouse, and that's what we're over here to sort of shoot this evening or late this afternoon because it's winter. It's promised quite a good weather. I think we've surpassed the big rain showers. Yeah, so do I. They both just said, I hope so. We're out with Anthony again. He's popped over to see us because the island's a tiny little place. It's 36 miles across by 24, so it's a pretty small place. So I said to him, come out and spend the afternoon with us as well. So he's with us. Yeah, so we're hopeful for a little bit of colour in the sky. It'd be nice if we get some clouds to go with it. But you know me, I normally end up with a lot of bad luck and a little bit of good luck. So we'll see what happens this evening. But for now, I'm going to walk down these steps. You can see all the steps behind us. Going to go right down onto the seafront. The chairlift's normally here, but not working, obviously for this time of year and maintenance by the looks of it. And yeah, see if we can show you some of these coloured sands because they are amazing, absolutely fantastic. This is, like I say, this is what the island's known for, and it's quite unique. It really is. So I'll speak to you when I get to the bottom of this hill near the beach. So there you go. You can start to see now. You can see the colours in all the sands. You've got like a dark brown sand, it leads round to like a light orange, yellows, whites. There's all sorts of colours along this beach. This is on the right hand side to me. The left hand side there's even more. So if I spin you around, give you a bit of a taste, and then we're going to walk along this beach because it's quite a nice little walk just to come down for a walk. But you can see all along this cliff face here, you'll start to see all the colour changes as we go along. Especially if you look up to the top part there, you've got different colour there, different colour, different colour, different colour, and all along this face is all different colour sands, and it's quite impressive. It really, really is. So I'm now on the beach. I was going to walk out onto this, even though I'm not supposed to, but they've taken up all the walk boards, so you can't actually get onto it because I was going to think that was going to take a really good shot. I could look back at the cliffs for you, but there, here we go now. Look, I'm going to spin you around. Just have a little nosy at this. This is what it's all about. Not the easiest thing to take photographs of, but we've got all these variations of colour in the sand, and you can see this all the way gone. It is just amazing. Go down a little bit further, and all the way along this beach, people come down here and they used to take chunks of sand home in little bags and handfuls and pocketfuls and things, which doesn't help the erosion. And this is a road, and you can see all this is like landslip, and there's a big sort of slip down there that's recently come down. But how beautiful is all these colours, and it definitely looks like it's crumbling away at a rate of knots from what I remember it to be. It really is. But I wanted just to bring you down here to show you this because I think it's stunning, absolutely stunning. There's a big fault line here, you can see this just here. Now I'm trying to keep an eye on this sea behind me, but look at this for a fault line. We've got this nice chunk of bright orange rock going straight up the middle there, and then you've got, look at all these beautiful different colours in all these sands. Look at this, it just changes colour as you go round and you go round, and it's all right near the Needles. The Needles are just out at the end of there. So bearing in mind I used to live down here, it's quite pretty, really is. Now I'm wondering, just for the sake of it, because I'm here and because I can and because there's no time restraint on me, how about I use these rocks down here as a massive foreground and just stick the Needles down there in the background, just a little shard of the Needles going off. It's a picture you can't always get because there's a lot of people down here. The tide's washing around them as well, and it sounds fantastic. I do love the sound of the sea on pebbles and shingle. Doesn't that sound cool? That is a real beautiful sound. Right, let's get this done. Let's see if we can get one, and I'll try and get a shot of this coloured cliffs with a blue sky behind it. Somehow, I've got a feeling I might be able to get to the end of the winch over that way as well, so we'll see if we can get one shot. Camera set up and then we'll have a look. Just making my way along the beach a little bit now. And this is where I can show you some colours, because I've just seen a fresh little bit of landslide, or just a break in it a little bit. Let me spin you around, just have a quick look at this. Look how beautiful these colours are. Look at what's going on here. This is obviously just crumbled away, and you can see the bright reds. You can see the bright reds there going into yellows. There's whites in there, and it's just phenomenal. The colours, all these colours, and all this is the same as you look up, and the camera recomposes itself, gets the light on it. Look at the colours and everything in these rocks. Isn't that just fantastic? So as a keepsake, I'm going to get a shot something like this. Just get this nice fresh bake of colours there, and all this lot as it leads down into the dark greys and the blacks. Absolutely bonkers this is. This is all quite fresh as well. You can see this is fresh, which just slipped down. So it's constantly sliding down and constantly getting washed away. Give it a few years, 100 years, 1,000 years, and all these sands will be gone. This is a really deep sea as well. I know it sounds a stupid thing to say, but it's very deep, very quick. It drops off really quite a lot. But yeah, I might just have a little wander along here. The tide's doing what it's doing. I think it's about high tide now anyway, so you should be all right. But yeah, I'm going to get another shot here. A couple of shots of these beautiful coloured cliffs. Look at them. Just look at this as I stood away a little bit. I've come away a bit further. Look at that, for an amazing colour. So I've got to drag myself away from these colours, because if we don't, we're not going to get in place for sunset, and that's what we came for. The sunset colours and the needles in the background with a long lens. We've got to get that sorted. So I've got to break myself away and get myself in position. But first of all, let's see what Mrs. C's up to. She's just here, playing with long exposures, I think. I was good enough to give Mrs. C a nice K&F concept filter kit, brand spanking new one, which we've done a review on, and she's having a play with that at the moment. She's got it right down here, and she's having a right do with the long exposures. What are you on?
I've got this bit here. The needle's over there in the background, but the waves here, just slowing it down just a little bit, just to get the patterns in the water as they're going out. Cool. Again, that actually, the last one was quite a nice one.
But we do need to get in position though for this sunset, otherwise we're going to miss it. We've only probably got an hour before it goes down, and then that'll be it. And I could really hope, I'd like to get a little bit of colour with the needles, but I've got to get further that direction to get the separation to the lighthouse from where we are now. So So we're making our way up to Head and Warren, which is like the old battlements and that used to be up here from shooting out and protecting the Solent, Southampton water and stuff like that. So we're making our way up there at the moment. So it's a little bit uphill walk. This is Boxing Day, and we had a couple of bellyfuls of dinner yesterday, and we haven't done a lot of exercise or walking lately, so it's definitely taking its toll. And you wouldn't believe that it's the 26th of December and the sun's bright blue now. I've got my hat off, my coat's off, everything's off, and I am melting. So when we get to the top of this little slope and we can see what we can see and we can get the viewpoint opening up, I'll switch it back on and see if we can set up. I'm only worried about one decent composition will do me. That's all I want. A little bit of colour in the sky, the needles in the background. So one decent composition. If I can get it, I'll get the camera right and I'll switch you back on and tell you what we're doing. So we're at the top now, we're up on the viewpoint, and you can see right the way back over to the mainland. You can see Hurstspit, where we were shooting the other day. Lymington, New Forest and all that over that side, and we're up here to shoot obviously the viewpoint of the Needles and sunset. Now there is some clouds building up to the left. Mrs. C's made it, she's caught her breath up, and Anthony was already up here. I don't know how he got up here quicker than us. He must have gone up the steep part. But yeah, we are up quite high now. I don't know where to get the drone out. It's quite calm. I might just get it out for 5 minutes to have a little bit of a play. And that puddle was deeper than I thought it was. So yeah, we are up where we need to be, and all we've got to do now is chill out for a bit and let the sun drop, and hopefully get some warm sort of side glow on the side of the Needles and the rocks and the sea stacks. Now, it's quite a long way off, so it's going to be a long lens job. That's a definite. And you do need your wellies to be up here, because I'm just walking through another massive big puddle. And Denise is coming through it now behind me. So yeah, I'm just going to chill out, find some leading line, find some kind of interest, something that works, and yeah, we'll go with that. So we are heading back down a bit now. I did video it just now when we walked past. Denise said, oh, let's go over there, I'm going to stand down there. I said, no, we'll walk up, we can get up onto the top. Well, yeah, it's a great view from the top. You can actually see Fort Victoria over my shoulder, actually. That is pretty good, or I think it is. No, it might not be, but it's definitely something right on the end there. And you can see all the way down the Solent, right the way through, which is really good. And all the years I've been here, I think I've been up here once. I think I came up here once. I brought some lads up here many moons ago, not long after I moved off the island. This would be great when all the heather was out, and you get all the purples and stuff like that, and the yellow gauze. It would look really pretty. But yeah, we're looking back down the Solent that way, back down towards Southampton, and this is the direction behind you, which is what I want to shoot. So we're just walking back down the slope now. We're going to go down to get some battlements, maybe have the battlements in the foreground and the Needles in the background, or at least it gives you an option of 2 shots rather than just the one. So that's my plan, and I will definitely speak to you when I get there, because this video is now getting longer. So thanks for sticking with me. But I just wanted to, I'm bringing you around the island, I'm taking you to some places on the island, and they're all in different locations, so it's going to be a bit spread out. So yeah, I do like the battlements in the foreground. I might even shoot from a bit further up here, because it looks quite good. Okay, so the camera's set up, the tripod's down. I'm quite a long way back from the battlement area, and it's in real dark shadow at the moment, because obviously the light, well, it's going to be staying in dark shadow. The light is going to be down behind it. The sun's going to set down behind the cliffs, so everything that we're in now is going to be in shadow. So I've taken a couple of shots. I'm going to see if I can actually manipulate them and play with them in Photoshop, even if it means making them a bit gritty and grungy, and, you know, doing like a big HDR on them, just so I can show the battlements in the foreground and then the Needles in the background, and then the sort of the bright sky in the top. Which it's not a good shot, it's not a cracking shot, it's not a good shot in by any shape or form, but it's a shot of where I am and the location and the time. So I'm going to start off here. When the sun sets, if something happens, because the clouds are dissipating, there's not a lot, but there is some over the background, so depending on what happens with the sky, because you never do know, dear, I might shift on down, get closer still, look over the top of the sea, and maybe just concentrate on the Needles on their own. But we will see what happens. We're going to be here till sunset anyway, so let's play it by ear, let's just wing it if we can. And yeah, I'll put this one up if I can make something out of it. I'll put it up now, and then the next time you see me is when something actually starts happening. Otherwise I'm just going to be waffling. So the sun's going down now, it's starting to go a bit warmer looking and stuff. I think it's going to get snubbed out a bit. There is some low-lying cloud right off over in the distance. There's some people sat down on the battlements now as well, which isn't ideal when you're trying to get a photograph of them. Let's just spin you around and show you. Actually, they're moving. They're actually, I think they've probably got a bit too cold. Let's just zoom in and show you what I mean. They were sitting right down there just on the end, but they are actually moving, I think, because it's gone chilly. I've put my coat on, I've even got my gloves on. Now the sun is, oh, wrong one. The sun is getting lower in the sky, as you can see there. It's starting to drop down quite nicely. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably move down. I think I've taken some shots from up here, and I've taken several with the birds in. The birds are flying over the top of the frame, so I tried to get a couple of little birds in it, just so I can break that boring old yellowness in the top up. But I don't think it's going to do anything. I almost feel like I want to be lower, so I might get lower and closer. At the moment the big lens is on and I'm in quite tight, so I'll be able to put a couple of shots up. Again, they're record shots. I'm going to show you what the island's about, I'm going to show you the needles, I'm going to show you the sunset, but I'm not holding out any hopes whatsoever for anything fantastic at all. Not considering, you know, we had a fantastic rainbow, we've had all those colours in the sands. This is going to be an okay shot, just a shot, just to say that we've been here. But it's not over. It's not over. The sun's not set yet. We've got another 10 minutes. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I just decided at the last moment, I changed my mind and I wanted to move. And when I got to where I wanted to move to, sorry about the camera, when I got to where I wanted to move to, I couldn't see what I wanted to see. Ah, no, I can't. I just can't see. I can't get it in. Oh, damn. Right, scrap all those plans of getting the battlements in, because I just can't get them in. Where are you? Yeah, no, I can't get them in, so the sun's going down now. Can't make it work, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wide angle lens on and I'm just going to make the most of whatever I can get. Never mind. The sunset's not brilliant anyway. I just can't get in position where I want to be. So I'm just going to use a bit of the stone wall, maybe the arches and the steps, and see if we can do something with that. Plan F. So I've moved. At the moment I'm stood right on the edge of the battlements. I've plummeted for the last kind of image. I've actually gone a bit chilly, to be honest. We were dead warm before and I've gone a bit chilly now. So what I've got in the frame, and I'll do another one as well, I'm going to go right the way out at 10 mil, and I'm just going to use the battlements that I've got in the foreground in front of me. It's like the gunning turret. You can see the big arc semicircle where the gun used to pan round from here, looking straight out over the top of the needles. Yes, the needles are just a tiny minute little speck now, but there's nothing going on that can turn it into anything other than what it is anyway. I've taken some long shots from just up on the hill up there, so that's pretty much it. This is just the last one to show roughly where we are, what we're doing, and taking a bit of surrounding. So again, nothing fancy, nothing clever, nothing unique, but a record of being here and record of where we are. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes to see if anything happens at all, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Right, so we're done. We're about to pack up now. The sun's dropped behind a low cloud. It's not going to give us any colour. Yeah, there's some little fluffy, cloudy type misty things hanging around, but I think you're better off just calling it a day and knowing when to quit, if you like. Had a good afternoon. We'd got some good photos this afternoon, didn't we, on the way over here. So yeah, sorry it's been a bit of a long video, but hey, that's me, innit? Don't forget to like and subscribe as per normal. Give us a thumbs up, really helps the algorithms. It does help out. And Mrs. C's in it again, so you've got to give her a thumbs up. And hopefully you've seen one or two of her pictures as well this time. It's nice being out of her because she hasn't been out much, has she? So yeah, from the Needles, Alum Bay and the Coloured Sands, I want to say bye. Ciao for now, and put my hand in front of her face. Ciao for now, see you soon. Say bye, Anthony. Yeah, say bye, Anthony.
Bye.
You say bye, wife?
Bye, wife.
I'm off. Ciao. Bye.